Hello everybody, how are we going today? Thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, why not click that subscribe button? I do live streams pretty much every day, but let's skip all that boring bullshit. I hope you're doing really well and having a wonderful day. It's beautiful weather here. I have got my aircon fixed, finally, after 2 weeks of fucking sitting in the humidity and just sweating my absolute fucking balls off. It's fixed, and I'm living in a fridge. It's like the freezer is open. It's absolutely fucking awesome. But we are doing a bit of it's a list. I don't know what you classify it as, but nostalgia trips that hold up. So let's jump into it. So these, and by the way, bit of a side note, these aren't in any order of good, bad. It's barely a list. It's just some things that I really like and that I have rewatched that hold up fucking fantastically. Alrighty, now this is one that I'm actually new to, but it's been around for years and it's had like 9 seasons, and that of course is The Office. I've literally gone through and rewatched it, like I think it's my 5th or 6th rewatch. I'll tell a lie though, I haven't watched the episode where Michael leaves. Spoilers if you haven't watched it yet, but that, I couldn't bring myself to it. Like, I haven't watched the last episode of fucking Seinfeld, so in my mind, the continuity is still, it never ended. It's Happy Days, it's still going on! But, yeah, that's hilarious. There's so many meme-worthy memes there. Moments is what I'm trying to say. But the characters are fantastic. Like, Dwight is fucking hilarious. The writing in it is just absolutely spot on. Bit of trivia though, those guys who actually wrote it were some of the writers from The Simpsons. So if you notice when you do watch it, there's a bit of a Homer Simpson doll there, so that's a bit of an Easter egg. Moving on, Star Wars animated series. Now that is really cool. Literally the last, the final season came out a few months back, and I've started rewatching it. The individual episodes with like Cad Bane and like Yoda and some of the other unknown Jedi that actually gets fleshed out, and yeah, it's really cool. And obviously you start to see the relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin, and how Obi-Wan's like a Jedi Master and Anakin as well. But it's a thoroughly fucking awesome show. My favorite episode of that is where they all come across like they're like the family of the Force or whatever. So you've got the brother who's the dark side, the daughter who's the light side, and the father who is kind of essentially both. And Anakin gets a bit of a glimpse into his future, where he actually sees his future and gets his memory wiped. So I thought that was a really fucking cool episode. Yeah, and on the Star Wars thing, I'm talking about the Jedi Outcast series of games. They're really fucking cool. Graphics are a little bit, old, and you know what I'm trying to say. But the gameplay is where it's at. I really like this Kyle Katarn as a character too, because it's essentially a Han Solo, or like it's a Kurt Russell-esque Jedi. So he doesn't give a fuck, and that's really refreshing for a Star Wars series, because they're kind of a bit tentative, and I don't think we're ever gonna see that ever if Disney owns it. So another one is the Silent Hill series. Specifically, Silent Hill 1, these are the games I'm talking about, Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 2. Now, Silent Hill 2 is quite hard to get hold of, so if you've got a copy of it, don't sell it, or sell it for a ridiculous price, because it's really high and it's fucked up. So, to me, they are pretty much the most terrifying horror games that I've played. Like, Resident Evil's good, so Resi's about here, but Silent Hill is just because of the themes they talk about. Resi's just, like, it's great because it's mysterious and there's zombies and monsters and evil corporation, whereas Silent Hill is, like, psychological shit too, and there's, like, different dimensions, and it to me, on an emotional level, it's much better. Obviously, I'd have to talk about this as the Batman animated series. I love this series. It is the staple. What most animated series, especially if they're comic book related, it's what they're kind of referred to. It set the bar. It also set the bar for characters as well, especially Mr. Freeze, and it also set the bar when it introduced us to Harley Quinn, which I think is the most overrated fucking character in the DC universe. Like, let's move on. So, yeah, the animated series, you guys need to check it out. I'm not going to spend too much on this because I've always got a fucking Batman reference here, as you can tell by, if you can see my Rogues gallery there, and I've got the Star Wars gallery there, and I wonder if you can see, maybe not so much, but I've got the Marvel stuff there too. So another forgotten nostalgia trip is the Spawn HBO series, the Todd McFarlane one. That is on point. It's gruesome. It's so well done that like the artwork is so gritty and it gets under your skin that I can only watch a few episodes at a time, because you like, and especially the episodes where it gets up to like the clown. He mentors like this serial killer, and then Spawn starts to cotton on what's going on, and it's so fucking gross and gritty, and like I'll never forget the first episode where it's the detectives, and all you're seeing is them, like there's a dude whose fucking brains have been obliterated, there's blood everywhere, and they're like eating donuts and smoking cigarettes, and it's like, it's a close-up of like them chewing, and it's really, really well done, and it just gives you the creeps. So yeah, that's actually for free on YouTube, so if you guys want to check that out, there's pretty much all the series on YouTube. Not the best quality, but now again, we're going to keep it on the animated stuff. Is the Cooler's Revenge, or the Dragon Ball Z movies. As you can see, I'm quite a fan of Dragon Ball Z. I've just finished playing Kakarot too. So to me, that is the pinnacle of the Dragon Ball Z, even Dragon Ball media, because it combines my favorite type of music, that kind of like metal, hard rock kind of stuff, with my favorite animation. The story is on point because it, like, to me, it mirrors the Freezer arc, but differs slightly. We've got a siren in the background there, so it differs slightly. So, but it's almost self-aware. It's self-contained within like 40 to 50 minutes, and I think that's really well done. It mimics the similar beats within the movie that the Freezer arc does, but changes them slightly so that it's different. And I think Cooler is fucking badass, and they need to figure out a way to how to incorporate him, because to be honest, I'm kind of a little bit over Freezer being in it and everything referencing Freezer and blah 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 blah. Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball needs something new that's not like stupid power levels and stuff. Not that that's bad, it's just that we need to keep it fresh. Anyway, I love it. Moving on. Now, the next stuff is obviously, you know, you guys love it, is the OG Star Wars series. I've rewatched this Christmas, New Year, and I haven't watched them since I was a kid. Like, it was too much talking, not enough lightsaber battles. Well, that changed because I actually understood what the fuck was going on and the importance of everything. So I still think Return of the Jedi is my favorite, but like I never really liked The New Hope, but I got it, and they're fucking masterpieces. You know, they are. And in 100 or 1,000 years, if we're still around, those are the movies that's gonna hang around. The fucking sequels, they're gonna be forgotten about. I think the prequels will hold up because, like, I actually really like the prequels, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. But I will admit that it's. Sometimes the story's not the best, but the combat in terms of the lightsaber battles is fucking on point, especially Phantom Menace. Obviously, you know the Darth Maul one is what I'm talking about, but the Star Wars OG series, you need to check it out. I want to talk about one of my favorite nostalgia trips, which is like westerns. So that's like the Man with No Name trilogy, Clint Eastwood. All his westerns are fucking on point. Or the Man with No Name trilogy is amazing. I think that is some of the best cinematography, some of the best movies ever, because there's hardly any speaking in it. And you watch it, and it, like, I'll admit, at some points you get a little bit bored, but here's where the magic happens. If you stick with it, it's all about the payoff at the end, where they're all staring each other down, and it's just like, it's literally like climbing Mount Everest. So it's a slow kind of, and then in the middle half you're like, oh fuck, we're gonna pay off, and then when you get to the pinnacle, it's just like, holy shit. One of those westerns that I would actually include in this is my favorite ever, which is The Outlaw Josie Wales. That's a 2-hour epic. There are some lines in there that are so well done particularly the scene where Rise out to meet this Indian chief. I forgot his name. He's played by the guy who plays the Indian fella in Over the Cuckoo's Nest. But what they say to each other is, gives me goosebumps now. It is so on point. I'm not going to repeat it because I'll fuck it up, but you need to check that. If you haven't seen it, that is one of the hidden classics of Westerns. I know the old schoolers all know it, but if you haven't seen it, you need to check that out. Now, I guess you would call it the number one, but this is the Lord of the Rings series. Not The Hobbit, but the Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. You've got Two Towers, and then you've got Return of the King. Are perfect. I'm going to say it. Boom. They are, like, in terms of the music, the acting, like, the CGI, the feel. Like, even now, when I've already watched them, like, let's put it in perspective. I fucking loved this shit as a kid. I bought all the media. I got the toys. All the books. So I know I read Lord of the Rings. Like, I read the fucking book. So, every little bit, I know what's coming. But the feel, I still, like, it Helm's Deep when they're like, like, I'm still like, oh, we are so fucked. That's what's so magical about it. It is, like, in my opinion, that is probably one of the greatest books ever written. Mr. Tolkien was next level genius. He was, in terms of linguistics, in terms of language, which is the same thing, I guess, but in, like, writing it down and just having it on point, he was an absolute master. And I don't think we're ever going to get anyone else that comes close to him for a very, very long time. And that's just the books, but the media and Peter Jackson's vision, and it's just amazing. Another massive nostalgia thing for me is the classic Return of the King PS2 game. Now, you got to think, this was an era where movie tie-ins were guaranteed to be shit. This broke that mold, was fucking one of the best hack and slash games, and in my opinion, outside of Devil May Cry, one of, if not the best movie tie-in game. Had a shit load of characters. I mean, the roster was awesome. It had all your classics. Really, really fucking cool. Something that I would thoroughly recommend you need to pick up now if you've got a PS2, if you're looking at, like, if you're into retro games, because it's fun. The only thing is, it is a little bit short. They do pad that out with extra content. You get to see how they do the voiceover work, how they did the video game work. The Two Towers is a great game too, but it kind of, Return of the King took what was good with the Two Towers and made it even better. The combat was smoother, everything was just better, smoother, and yeah, except it was shorter. That's my only gripe with it. But yeah, Return of the King was fucking amazing. It's still a game that holds up. And that wraps up our little video today. So that was nostalgia trips that hold up. Really, really cool. I hope you guys liked it. If there anything I've missed, or if there's anything you want me to check out, make sure you drop a comment below. Thank you so much, guys, for checking this video out, and thank you for subscribing. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. That was nostalgia trips that hold up. Now, if you want to come say hello, I am streaming pretty much all the time. The only days I will have off are usually Mondays and Sundays. I did that in reverse order. But why not come and check me out, you know? I would love it if you guys would let me know what games to check out. I'm doing everything from old school classics to retro stuff to anything in between. Make sure you drop a comment if you want to drop a suggestion. Let me know. That would mean the world to me. But that's it for today, guys. Thank you very, very much for checking this video out. Until next time, make sure you take care of yourselves. So much love, guys. Peace, peace, yeah?